So either you suffer now or later. You will suffer when you choose to. And life is hard until it isn't anymore, or life is easy until it isn't. You switch one word and it completes the puzzle. Staying disciplined is difficult, but honestly, living with your unhealthy choices is harder. There will be a day where you wake up and look in the mirror to hate what you see. And at this point, it's harder to change since you've brought yourself to a lower level. The law of polarity states that everything has two ends. An example is hot and cold. And where does hot go to cold and where does cold go to hot? It's hard to spot that and it might depend on what you're used to. But the same thing can be said from unhealthy to healthy. Where is that ground where it changes from one side to the other? And depending on your surroundings, the scale might not change until you hit a certain point. Let's use obesity as an example. Let's just say everyone in your family is obese, and so if you're just overweight, technically you are the healthy one in your surrounding, but you're not really healthy. But if you flip this to something else where everyone in your family is an athlete, and you might be normal weight, but you're considered unhealthy. And so it's kind of weird how that works. You know, your situation can decide your viewpoint on what's healthy and what's not healthy. In first world countries, we have a lot of things that plenty of the world doesn't have, but we still complain about things, first world problems. So I'm just going to give you a few statistics to really give you the perspective on the global life you're living right now. 1 in 10 people lack access to safe water. 1 in 4 people lack access to a toilet. I don't want to be that person personally. 3 out of 10 people don't have access to soap and water to wash their hands at home. Now, if you have any of those 3 things I listed, that's something you should be grateful for, because honestly, you could be pooping in a bush, washing your hands with urine. I don't know, bro. You're just living the good life. I'm gonna just put it out like that. Okay. I saw a clip the other day of this little girl who wanted a dollhouse, but the family was in a poor country, so they couldn't actually afford one. So they made her one out of old cardboard and leftover trash, and she was so happy about something that in a first world country would be looked down upon. And so the reality is, it's a lot about perspective. The reality of the spectrum lies on the people around you. So there was a study on giving people raises, and with one raise, you get a bigger amount of money, but everyone else gets more than you. And on the other hand, you have another one where you get less money, but everyone else also gets less than you. And the majority of people picked the one that was worth less because they made more than everyone else. And so if that doesn't say anything, it's not about the number or the value or the best of the best. It's about being better than other people. And that's the wrong mentality to have, but a good majority of people do. And that's why you must practice being happy with what you do have. The ego is heavy and the gratitude is low. We must appreciate what we have and make the most out of what we are given. Someone's always going to be better than you. Someone's always going to be worse than you. Which one are you going to focus on? See, that's a trick question. Neither. Focus on yourself and no one else. The only competition you really have is yourself. Unless you're obviously in a competition. But learn from others but do not envy. And if you're looking for another video, feel free to click this one right here.